Hi friends, it's your girl Duchess Charm and welcome back to my channel. Friend, I'm gonna put this shit on silent. Hi friends, it's your girl Duchess Charm and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome to my channel. If this is the first time seeing my face or knowing of my existence, please feel free to stick around and click that subscribe button. Intro. So guys, happy Saturday. I do apologize for not sending out a video last week. The energy was dead, but it lanky. It was just not it. So I decided not to post for last week. So it was like one whole a week without posting. But I did come back Monday with my crime and conviction. I've been busy with my business, which is Goddess and Gold. If you guys do not follow it, just head on over to Instagram and follow my page, please and thank you. It is at Goddess and Gold. I'm gonna put it somewhere down here. So I do resort wear, swimsuit, carnival pieces, stuff like that, and I will be having a sale as well. So that's why you guys are getting this video on a Saturday instead of on a Friday, because you know me usually post on a Friday. But don't worry, I'm here. Y'all seeing me, right? This past week, which was last week, the second week of July, I had surgery. I had a one second, I'm pronounce it there. Hysteroscopy. I'm gonna tell you guys all about it and show you like little snippets. No, I did not vlog at the hospital. I'm not that type of person. Listen, this is all about general knowledge and stuff like that, and I'm here to teach the children. A few years ago, I had a IUD inserted, and if you guys don't know what that is, it is a form of contraceptive method. I wanted something as natural as it possibly could get, and that is how natural it could have been with my insert, which was a copper teeth. A few years ago, when spoke it over with my partner, and I think it was like $9,000, or it didn't pass 15 grand for get everything done, which was the insert and the procedure and everything. It was really not expensive, and I was thinking, this is pretty cheap because it will be lasting me for 5 years. If you think about it, if you're spending $15,000 for the span of 5 years, that makes sense. So when I weigh the pros and cons, I'm just like, yeah, the insert is for me. After the insert is placed in, you're going to have some spotting and you're going to have some pain. No, you see, when I had that pain was pain, okay? I'm not used to having menstrual cramps. Yes, I am one of God's favorites. My first menstrual cycle with the insert, it was really freaking painful and it was long, and I think that annoyed me. It lasted for about 2 days extra, and I really don't remember what my menstrual cycles were like before, but I think I used to have a 6-day cycle. Now it was like 7 days with a day of spotting or a day or two of spotting. So I didn't really like that, but to be honest, I would rather have an extra day of a menstrual cycle than to have a child, okay? The month afterwards, it was fine and alright. Even though I still had the extra day of spotting, it was alright. Like, it was there and I didn't know that it was there. I couldn't feel it. It didn't bother me or anything. So I have it for years and it's gone good. Before I had it, I had an irregular menstrual cycle, which I kind of still did, but it was more regulated. I went to a checkup randomly in December, and then my doctor just went like, she can't find the strings. So I'm worried now. She sent me to do an ultrasound. I went to do the ultrasound and they actually showed that the insert was still there, but the insert was shifted, so the insert did move. So she's like, okay, I'm going to send you to someone else to find out if you're going to either need to do surgery to have it removed or they can take it out. Went to another doctor with my ultrasound and everything. He told me that I needed to do surgery to take it out, which is the H word when I did tell you from before. He gave me a referral to go up to UA to get it done. My surgery was scheduled for the end of March, but As you guys know, Miss Rona, she kind of come and mash up everybody's plans, and the fertility unit was closed for about a month, I think, or even 2 months. 1 month we in and no, so yeah, it's like 2 months the fertility unit was closed for, but they had my information and everything. So when they opened back, they called me and they said, oh, you know, Miss Charm, because I'm not gonna tell you guys my last name, we're now open. Saw that you were scheduled for surgery, let's reschedule it for whenever, and blah blah blah. Mind you, I didn't have to take out the insert right away, but what the doctors were telling me is that it's not so efficient, especially due to the fact that it shifted. So I wanted to get it done and over with. Okay, the new surgery was scheduled for this week, which was the 22nd. But then my menstrual cycle came early, and you have to do the surgery after your menstrual cycle to ensure that you're not pregnant. So they switched up the date to the 8th of July. So a few weeks earlier. I had to do some blood tests. I had to do a freaking C19 test, Miss Rona test. Going to put the video of that. And I had to do, what else did I have to do? No, that's it. So the week before the surgery, I went to do my blood test, and listen to me. Listen, that was an experience. Went to the pathology unit, the blood bank at UA. I didn't eat any breakfast. I was planning to eat after I did my blood test. So the phlebotomist looked like she was a junior phlebotomist. It looked like she just didn't learn the ropes. So I sat there, you know, them string me up, and I'm not afraid of needles. Look at me. But for the first in my life, it was so painful. So, you know, then put on the rubber band panel, she sanitized the area, and then she stick me. And there was a little bit of blood coming out in the vial. And she took it back out, and she asked me if I eat or whatever, and I said, no, I haven't ate. So they sent me to go and get something to eat. 10-15 minutes to finish eat. So the first place she did stick was my left hand, right? So she decided to stick the right hand. String me up now. She stick me the first time. She said there's no blood at all coming out. And I look at the needle and there is no blood. And I'm like, why is there no blood coming out? So obviously I wrong place. She stick me. Then she take out the needle, she stick me again, and she has said there's no blood. So 3 times now, I get sticking out 3 times now. So it was so painful, and I've never been one for like the theatrics or whatever, but I say, listen, give me 10 minutes. After sticking me 3 times, this other guy even came inside and he was observing, and him say, you look like you cry, but you're not afraid of needles. And I said, no man, it's hot. The senior pathologist came and him string up my left hand again, which was the first, and you know, one time him stick me. I know him gonna say to the girl, he's just like, let this be a teaching moment for you. I am not a rag dolly. Why am I being used as a teaching moment? Why won't you stick me the first time and then the second time she never call him? Why did she have to stick me a 3rd time? So the Monday come when I do the C19 test. So the doctor that was doing the C19 test, she put on her gloves and her coveralls and everything, and I was sitting in the chair. Then she rolled out the package, and it had 3 swabs. So she explained to me, first I'm going to swab your throat, then I'm going to swab your nostrils. Now me afraid because I see the video them online, and the video them really scare me, and I was very nervous and I was very uncomfortable. She swabbed my throat, then she do the first nostril, which I recorded.
I have to go forward. Just relax, it's gonna have to go back. You gotta breathe through the mouth. It's gonna feel uncomfortable, relax. Deep breaths, deep breaths. Move the head, alright, doing well. Very good. Oh, it's gonna burn on this.
So after they did the first nostril, that was manageable. Even though it was uncomfortable, it was manageable. You see, when them do the second nostril, and this a problem start. I was shaking. Anywho, so the day of the surgery, I got this little paper from like the first time. My name not upon it, in case anybody fast or enough. So I got this paper from like from nails look good. So it was saying, oh, you know, I should report to the unit at 7:30. I need to shave my chocha. They told me to take soap, towel, washcloth, a sanitary napkin, to eat or drink before the surgery. They kind of cross off two other things as it relates to hypertensive and diabetic persons, which was not me. They already told me this from before, that I need somebody to pick me up after surgery, that I can't be able to drive and I won't be able to take a taxi because of the medication that they will be giving me. Got to the hospital for 7:30. Surprise, surprise, the unit was not open. I think an hour later the unit did open, and that is when I finally got inside. They gave me my bed, so I got my own assigned bed, and there was a chair beside the bed, and I was sitting in the chair instead of the bed, and they were laughing at me, and they were just like, listen, Miss Charm, the bed is yours, all of the bed. They told me that I was supposed to take out all of my piercings. That was a bit of a problem, because this, which is the 13th piercing, that was new. I kind of had an issue taking it out because I have to bend it to open, because it's not like a straight piercing, but I took it out nonetheless. My septum piercing actually needs something like a pliers to take it out. So I asked if I could borrow scissors, and they said yes. And I'm trying to open it with the scissors, but the scissors is too big. This just simply too small, and I was in the bathroom and I was struggling. I came outside and I told them I'm having a difficult time taking it out, and they said, well, I guess you have to leave it in, but the next time you have any form of surgery, you need to remove all of your jewelry. And I'm like, okay, no problem, I understand, blah blah blah. I left it in, and this part is the part that is a bitch, y'all. They had to IV me, and I got poked 7 times, 2 on this hand, 5 on this hand. I'm going to put the picture right here to show you this hand. And I don't know if you guys have ever gotten an IV or if it was just me, but it was freaking painful. It was so painful. Apparently my hands have these things called valves, and I have a shitload of them. So he put the IV in the first time and it didn't go. And then he put the IV in the second time and he thought that it went, because it seemed as if it went. And then when he started to put the drip on, he had to manipulate it a bit, and that was very fucking painful. When he put the second needle there, right here started to ball up. So a ball started to form, and he was saying the reason why the ball is forming is because of a valve that's there, and it prevents backflow, which is a good thing, but also a bad thing because I kind of want to put the needle in and get it over with. So I'm just like, shit. So they didn't take out the IV needle right away. They just kind of screwed off the IV part. So they decided to try this arm. They poked it 2 times down here, and there were valves down here as well. Nurse Bambury came, and then she decided to put one here. It didn't go, and when they decided to put it here, it didn't go either. So my IV was placed all the way up here. So I had 5 needles sticking out of my hand and 1 needle sticking out of this hand, and my hand was shaking. I was shaking. I think when I got poked the second time, I felt like I wanted to pass out. I felt like I wanted to throw up. So I was sitting upright when they did the first 2, and then I asked them if I could lie down on my bed to do the other IV, and then they said yes. So when I was lying down, I started humming, trying to forget the pain, and I'm telling you, every time they poked me, because I told you, the IV needle is like this long. So every time they pulled me, I was like, and I was trying to hum. And when I was finished, Nurse Bunbury, she was just like, "Ah, you can't stop now, you can't stop no." So I didn't even know that I was humming that loud. They rolled me into the theater. The table was so weird. There's this part of the table that you kind of sink your butt into, so I kind of slide down and sink my butt into that part of the table, and then they said, "Oh, just put your foot on this thing." So like my legs were up, my legs, like how my arms are up now, that's how my legs were up. And after my legs were up, they strapped in my legs, and they did the nicest thing. I was cold as fuck because the AC is on and I'm practically naked. The only thing I have on is their overall. And one of the nurses, I don't remember if it was my nurse or a random nurse, they said, "Oh, you're cold." And then I said, you know, yeah. They took the sheet thing and they kind of wrapped it around me, and it was a really nice thing. So they gave me the medicine into the IV, and it was so weird. I could actually feel it because I could feel the IV itself because it was coming into my body cold. But when he inserted the medicine, it was like extra cold, and I could feel it where the IV was. So he told me, when if you woozy it, just let me know. And listen, I fell right asleep, and I didn't even know when I fell asleep. I remember like one of the nurses saying, "Oh, Miss Charm, it's out, the surgery was successful." And they actually showed me the cup of tea, but I don't know if it's real or if I was like dreaming it or something. I don't know, and I didn't ask. They wheeled me out into my assigned bed, and I had to get off the wheeling bed type of thing and onto my bed. Maybe they wheeled me out after surgery and like I fell asleep on my bed, or maybe they had me in a recovery. I don't know, like I really don't remember. It's literally so hazy because of the drugs. When I woke up, the nurse came to me. She was saying, "Oh, surgery was successful, you may or may not experience bleeding, you're going to be in some pain." She wrote up the pain meds, and then she wrote up antibiotics because, you know, foreign object inside your hoo-ha, you might get an infection. So she wrote up that, and then I got another medication. I don't remember what that medication was for, so I needed to get 3 meds that day. I also took my phone and I messaged the person that was supposed to come and get me, because I was supposed to be picked up at 1, but since I was out, which was like an hour earlier, I'm like, you know, you can come and get me now. The recovery was good. I was a bit stiff in terms of my movement and everything, but I think I got some strong ass painkillers because I wasn't really in pain like that. My hand was stiff and it was in pain, but body wise I wasn't really in pain. I didn't have any like heavy bleeding. I think I had spotting 2 days after the surgery. The spotting did stop though, so it was a good experience overall. The surgery was pretty good. And why I might get the copper tea again, it's because it was so easy. Like, other than the first month where I had so much pain and stuff like that, all you do is insert it and you just leave it alone. But the downside for me was that when I felt pain, I felt pain. Like when I first got it, I got some really strong ass prescription medications, because it felt like bolts of lightning was just shorting through my belly. I mean, depending on contraceptive methods, you guys can research what is better for you. I just went with what I thought was better for me, and to be honest, my doctor was just like, listen, it's actually a wonderful thing. And I'm like, it really is. Anyway guys, I think that I've given enough information and I've already shared enough Have I shared enough? If you guys feel as if there's anything that you want to ask me as it relates to this topic, you guys can always message me on Instagram. The name is Duchess Charm and it will be linked below in the description box, or you can ask me on Facebook or any other site. Please don't ask in the comments, because if it's something like ultra personal, I don't want to kind of give out that sort of information in the comments. I'm also working on the open relationship video for you guys. I actually filmed it for you guys last week, but I realized that while I was filming it, I was just talking about like general stuff and I kind of talked myself in a circle, and the video was a very shitty ass video, so I decided not to post it. But what I want you guys to do is, if you have any questions as it relates to open relationships, you guys can just message me. Just send it over in my DM, and on my next video when I talk about open relationships, I don't know if that video is going to be next week or whenever I post that, I'm actually going to answer your questions so the video can have like a flow to it. You understand? That is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope your weekend goes great, and I hope that your week is awesome, and I'm sending some positivity your way. And as per usual, remember to be a beautiful soul, not just a gorgeous face. I don't know if you guys like my freckles. Can you even see my freckles? Anyways, bye. Mwah! Keep on liking my shit, sharing my shit, all of them something here. I love you guys so much, so much. Mwah! Bye. Oh, rotted, must say bye 2 times. Whatever. No suffering. Why the tripod I move so? The tripod I get old. It don't want to stay. It's a move stiff, friend. Alright, girl, look good.